Early yesterday morning, the murdered body of Tim Weller was found on the footpath leading from this car park to the playing fields behind. Inspector, what can you tell us about why this young man died?
Very little at this stage. That's why we're making this appeal to the public. There must have been people in this car park that saw Mr. Weller leave that public house on Wednesday evening, alone or with someone else.
So you think he might have known his killer?
Well, again, we can't say. But I will say, if anyone has any information, they must contact us immediately on the Sun Hill incident room number.
Mr. Yates? Mr. Yates?
Yeah, that's me.
I'm DC Lyons, Sun Hill. I understand that you attended Tony Holt's leaving party on Wednesday night.
Anything for the indexes?
Yeah, this one. I've just got to check this with Superintendent Greenall.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Jan.
So, we've traced about a dozen other people who were drinking in the main part of the pub on Wednesday night. Do you want me to start following them up?
No, I think we'll see what we can get from Tim Weller's work colleagues before we throw the net wider.
Well, not a lot so far from what I hear.
Well, if we can't get any leads from the party in the function room, what are we looking at? Dispute with other drinkers in the car park?
Or maybe just an encounter with a passerby, a mugger or something.
Well, if it comes to that, it really will be luck in a prayer time.
So the call time and Mr. Weller said he was going. How did he put it?
Just that he'd had enough and he was off.
Had enough in what sense?
Enough to drink. We were getting another round in, see?
Didn't it surprise you they didn't want to stay till the bitter end?
No, he's been on about wanting to get away on account of he was on earlys next morning. Didn't want too much of a hangover.
He didn't say he was going to meet anyone. Who he was going home with, anything like that?
No, just that he was off and he'd see us the next day.
The murder weapon.
How can you be so sure?
Well, you've had the post-mortem report. Cause of death, brain hemorrhage following several heavy blows to the head.
Right.
Now, as you can see from the photographs of the body, the pattern of the bruising matches nicely with the shape of the bottle.
Very nice.
As do the lacerations on the right side of the head, where the bottle must have shattered on the final blow.
Were there any fingerprints left on the bottle?
No, nothing we could lift. The bottle's covered in a dried-on, grimy film, obviously been lying out in the open for quite some time.
Fiona Harrop, please take a seat. We're just having a word with everyone who attended a leaving party at the Cranley Arms, yeah? So, which section do you work in?
I'm the MD's secretary.
And how well did you know Tim Weller?
I danced with him halfway through the evening, and then he went and got me a drink. I suppose after that I didn't really talk to him again. There were a lot of people there.
So you didn't see him leave?
No.
There was little external bleeding, so it's unlikely that the murderer would have blood-stained clothing.
That's a shame.
However, all is not lost. Mr. Weller's clothes contained many shards of glass from the broken bottle.
Well, I'll have to take your word for that.
Now, glass is very useful stuff forensically. We can measure the refractive index of even a speck of glass, and every batch has a different index.
So, we're looking for bits of glass.
The murderer's arm must have been peppered with fragments.
Wouldn't they just shake off?
No. Shards like this can snag in cloth so well, they probably wouldn't wash out. The only other thing we found was a hair between the fingers of his right hand.
May I?
Of course.
One hair.
Quite an interesting hair. Short, dyed brown, but with 2 millimeters of white regrowth at the root. Most likely a woman's.
I wanted to talk to someone.
What about?
The murder on the playing fields.
Well, what interest have you got in that?
I may have seen something.
Well, you've got some information.
That's right.
Just take a seat. I'll get someone to talk to you.
Thank you.
Tim Weller was well liked by his workmates and popular with the ladies. One of the lads. Even a good maintenance engineer.
No one had a bad word to say about him.
Any gossip about his personal life?
Well, he went out with quite a few of the girls in the plant, but wasn't associated with anyone in particular.
What do we know about his last movements?
Several people confirmed that he left the function room alone just after last orders were called, with the intention of walking home.
No one saw him in the car park?
Well, no one else appears to have left at the same time.
Well, how many people were at the party?
45.
And they've all been asked where they were when last orders were called?
Yes, sir.
OK. I want every one of those names up here, who they were talking to, and whether that cross-checks with the statement of the other person. Let's see who we can't account for.
I'm WDS Morgan, Mr.
McDade.
What was it you wanted to talk to us about?
You're on a murder investigation, are you? The bloke that was found in the park yesterday morning?
Do you know something about it?
I'm not exactly sure.
Well, why don't you tell me?
I should have come in earlier, shouldn't I? I didn't think anything at the time. It was only when I saw it on the television this morning that I thought about it.
Well, any information you can give us will be more than helpful.
Have you got anyone for it yet?
We've not arrested anyone, no. Why don't you just tell me what's concerning you?
See, I live on the other side of the playing fields.
Drydle Road?
That's right. I walk my dog round the fields. Know every inch. Anyway, that night...
What night, Mr. McDade?
Well, you know, Wednesday. Tommy and me, we were doing our usual circuit past the back of the pub.
At what time?
It was about 11:30. This man came running down the footpath. The one from the pub car park. Gave us a bit of a fright running out like that.
What was he, a jogger?
No, he wasn't got up like a jogger.
Did he seem agitated?
But he was certainly in a hurry.
Can you describe him?
He was tall. Taller than me, anyway.
6 foot?
Something like that. And he must have been quite old, you know, 50 or something, because he had grey hair.
What was he wearing?
I don't remember.
Oh, overall impression. Smart? Casual?
It happened very quickly.
Was he carrying anything?
No.
Where did he go?
He ran along the edge of the fields and then up the bank onto the main road again.
Would you know him again if you saw him?
Oh, yeah. Is that any help?
Well, everything's useful. Even if this man wasn't involved, it's important to eliminate him.
Actually, there was something else. A minute before I saw this bloke run out, I heard someone yell something.
What?
It sounded like Pete. That's what I thought it was.
Or greeting him or calling him over?
No. Like he was frightened. Or in pain.
According to forensic, glass fragments from the broken bottle are our best bet.
The bottle didn't shatter. It cracked fairly cleanly.
Well, apparently, even a clean break can produce lots of tiny chips of glass.
What about this hair between the fingers?
Well, it's difficult to say. Short, grey, dyed, dark brown. He probably had contact with a woman prior to leaving the party.
Well, that should be easy enough to establish.
We mustn't rule out the possibility the assailant was a woman. Weller had a fair bit to drink, according to the PM. He wouldn't have been that steady on his feet.
Yeah, and he certainly was a bit of a ladies' man.
Was there any aggravation at that party?
No, just your average, good-natured, well-oiled, what's leaving do.
Except this one ended in murder.
Thank you, Mr. McDade. You've been very helpful.
What happens now? I mean, supposing it was him, would I have to give evidence in court?
Well, that's hard for me to say, Mr. McDade. It depends what other evidence there was. I wouldn't worry about it at this stage, though.
Oh, I wouldn't mind.
I'm a bit worried about the timing, Gov. Mr. McDade says he saw this man at about 11:30. I thought Weller left the party at 11.
Yes, but we can't fix the time of death exactly.
Well, where would Weller have been for the intervening half an hour?
True. But surely if he'd been hanging around a pub, someone would have seen him.
Well, this man Mr. McDade saw may have simply stumbled on Weller, thinking that he was a drunk who'd passed out or something.
Yeah, so we need to talk to him, no matter who he is. Did McDade say he'd come up with a photo fit?
Yeah, I think so. He had to go home, though. He's worried about leaving his dog too long.
Right, see if there's any artists available. And then pull all the Peters we got out of the system.
I think there are 2 or 3 on the employees list.
We've got 5 people at the party not accounted for at the time Weller left the pub.
Yeah, 2 women and 1 man who said they left around 10:30, and 2 men who left shortly before Weller. Now, they would have been driving home at the time of the murder.
The rest of them cross-check in terms of alibis.
Right. I want you to talk to these 5 people again. Confirm their travel time and time of arrival home. And I want the clothing they were wearing, whether it's been laundered or not, sent to forensic.
Right, sir.
This has just arrived, sir.
Oh, good. OK, listen up, everyone. This is a recording of the 999 call we got reporting the murder at 7:14 on Thursday morning. As you know, it was anonymous. We'd very much like to speak to this gentleman again, so please take note of the voice.
Yeah, I think there's been a murder. Could I have your name and address, sir? Well, that doesn't matter, does it?
I do require it, sir.
Just tell them to go to the back of the Cranley Arms, the footpath that goes through to the playing fields, OK?
He certainly didn't want to talk.
I know who that is, Gov.
Why didn't McDade call the police that night if he thought something was wrong?
Seems odd.
Yeah, and why didn't he tell me it was him who found the body?
What was your general impression of him?
Well, he seemed almost too anxious to help.
And what hard information did he actually give you?
The description of the man he saw running into the playing fields, hearing someone shout the name Pete, And the time, 11:30.
But nothing that had been corroborated by anyone else.
No, Gov.
It took him 24 hours to come forward with vital information, no matter how keen he seemed to be to help.
Yeah, well, he said he didn't think it was important till he saw it on the news this morning.
It just doesn't wash, not if he reported the crime.
Come in. Peter up, John.
That's me.
Take a seat, will you?
The other fella saw me this morning.
Yes, I know. Look, it won't take long. There's just a few details to be cleared up, that's all. I see you're a delivery driver.
That's right, yeah.
OK. Well, let's go back to your statement about Wednesday night. You say you left just before 11 o'clock.
That's right.
Did you leave with anyone? See anybody in the car park?
No one that I knew.
And you live in Pentley Street?
Yeah. I told the other guy all this.
How long a drive is that from the Cranley Arms pub?
10 minutes.
So you arrived home at what time?
Would have been about 11:15.
Are you married, Mr. Upjohn?
Yeah.
Could your wife verify the time you got home?
She was in bed.
Well, she must have heard you come in.
I suppose so.
Well, we'll need to have a word with her. And we'd also like to take away the clothes you were wearing on Wednesday night.
What for?
Just for elimination purposes.
Janice? Janice Rowley?
Yeah?
DC Woods, can I have a word with you?
Do sit down.
Oh, thanks very much, Tom. Can you tell me what time your husband got home on Wednesday night?
After the party?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. I'd gone up to bed.
He must have come in very quietly.
We have separate rooms. Peter's very restless. He doesn't sleep well.
Any idea at all?
Oh, it was after 10:30. I do know that, because that's when I went up.
Do you know what clothes your husband was wearing on Wednesday night?
Oh, yes. He rang me, told me you might be wanting them.
And that's what he wore, yes?
Yes. He told me exactly what to give you.
Don't you remember?
I couldn't say. I didn't actually see... He'd gone before I got up.
I don't like parties. I only really went
Because what?
because of Tim. He persuaded me.
Tim Weller. Were you good friends?
He was hard to ignore.
Did you go out with them?
A couple of times. It was nothing like that, though. He was friendly with all the girls on the line.
And you didn't mind that?
No one took him seriously. He was just someone to have a laugh with. Everyone knew what he was like. He was a nice guy. It's not a good idea to get involved with people you work with, though, don't you think?
Well, that's what they say. Still happens all too often, though.
I learned the hard way. Never again. That's why I left the party early.
Someone you didn't want to see.
Yeah.
Who was that, Janice?
Peter Upjohn.
Alex, why didn't you tell me you made that 999 call?
What?
I heard your voice on tape.
I don't know. I didn't think it was important. Well, compared to what I'd seen and heard.
Well, then why did you wait all night before doing anything about it?
I didn't think anything of it at the time. Then I began wondering.
You witnessed something suspicious, thought about it all night, concluded someone had been murdered, and phoned the police the next day. Yes?
Yeah, that's it.
Alex, we've got a warrant to search your flat.
What for?
Well, for a start, we need to see the clothes you're wearing on Wednesday night.
I didn't have anything to do with it.
Well, then, if you've any sense, you'll help us eliminate you.
I don't know why you...
What's this, Mr. McDade?
I was just being friendly. Polite, the way you do.
And Peter Upjohn took this to mean something else.
It was so embarrassing. I mean, he's really old. How could he think that I would... It was awful. He started dyeing his hair and dressing, you know, too young. Hanging around all the time, trying to talk to me.
Did you make it clear that you weren't interested?
He just refused to believe me.
Did he talk to you at the party?
I avoided him. That's why I left early. I was determined not to have a scene.
But he would have seen you dancing with Tim.
I suppose so.
Did you know Tim Weller?
Of course not.
But yet you say you witnessed some events that may be connected to his murder.
Well, sort of.
Were you or were you not behind the Cranley Arms public house between 11 and 11:30 on Wednesday evening?
No.
So you didn't witness anything?
No.
But you claimed you did to frame Peter Upjohn for the murder. What have you got against Mr. Upjohn?
Nothing.
Then why did you walk into a police station and accuse him of murder?
I found his identity pass near the body.
When was this?
About 7 in the morning on Thursday. I was out walking my dog.
Oh, we're not back to what the dog brought home again, are we?
All right, look, I know it was a stupid thing to do. But I was in a state of shock. It's not every day. I was walking along and I saw him lying there.
Did you touch anything else?
Well, I went over in case he wasn't. But I could see he was.
Dead?
Yeah. I'd never seen a dead body before. I mean, I've seen photos of murders, but this... I couldn't believe it.
So you had a good look. Then what?
Well, I knew I should go and phone the police. But as I was walking away, I saw that card.
Lying where?
Further up from a bit. Towards the pub.
You picked it up?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I thought it might be a clue. It might have got trampled on, you might have missed it.
You removed vital evidence from the scene of a crime.
Well, I found the body, didn't I? I wanted to be... I don't know, I wanted to help, that's all.
You wanted to be a vital part of the investigation. You wanted to be star witness.
Go on, Alex.
When I called 999, they started asking who I was and where I was calling from. I got scared. Then I thought, well, if I describe the bloke, well, it's the same thing, isn't it?
Of course it's not the same thing. Anyone could have dropped that card.
What?
Finding an ID card is a very different thing from having a witness identifying a person as being at the scene. You've wasted valuable police time, Mr. McDade. You've impeded a murder inquiry. You've perhaps even jeopardised the outcome.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
Sorry's not enough. It's Upjohn we want, all right?
You mean you believe McDade's story?
McDade described Upjohn as he is here in his security pass, grey-haired. If he was trying to frame him or cover up for something, he wouldn't have made such a stupid mistake. It's obvious he's never met Upjohn.
But apart from the evidence of the ID card, is there anything else to place Upjohn at the scene?
Upjohn is dark-haired now. There was a dyed hair with a grey root found between Weller's fingers.
Will a single hair be enough to convict him?
Not in itself, but his clothes might do the trick.
Results have come through from forensic, Gov.
Well?
No glass on any of the clothing we obtained from Upjohn.
Thanks, Tosh.
Upjohn told his wife which clothes to hand over. She couldn't say they were the ones he was wearing on Wednesday evening.
Well, we better find someone who can.
Well, it won't be easy. I mean, can you remember the shirt I had on yesterday?
Listen, if necessary, we'll take every stitch of clothes Upjohn owns and we'll send it away for examination.
As far as I can tell, Upjohn made quite a fool of himself over this girl, and she was certainly very friendly with Weller.
Good work, Alan. Detective Inspector Harry Haines, Sun Hill. We want a word with Peter Upjohn. Do you know where he is?
Peter? He left about half an hour ago.
On a job?
No, he just went off.
Well, he just went off, just like that.
Didn't say a word to anyone. There's a delivery out there waiting. Mr. Kent's very angry. Peter's really going to catch it when he turns up again.
I'm not a waste of time.
If you'd like to come this way, Mr. McDade.
He can't say that. He's got no right to say that.
He said you'd wasted police time. There's a difference.
They only want you in the police if you've got a university degree now.
Well, I haven't got one.
They just trip you up with all their clever questions. It's all what you think should be done about this and what's your opinion of that.
There's a lot more to police work than solving murders, Mr. McDade. A lot more.
Detective Inspector Harry Haines. This is Superintendent Greenall, Sun Hill. Is Mr. Upjohn in?
Yes, actually. He's out doing some gardening.
Excuse me.
He got home early.
Mr. Upjohn.
What's this, Mr. Upjohn? Something burning that can't wait?
Doesn't look like garden refuse to me.
We'll let the forensic boys be the judge of that. Peter Upjohn, I'm arresting you on suspicion of murder. You do not have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but what you say may be given in evidence. Do you understand?
Oh, my God.
We'll leave the contents of the incinerator bagged up.
Yes, well, it's difficult to know whether those clothes will be any use as evidence now.
We got enough to put a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah.
This is all to do with that girl, isn't it?
Well, I don't know until I've spoken to your husband, Mrs. Upjohn.
He used to sit out here in his car. This thing he got to try and impress her. He had some photographs of her in the glove compartment. Look. I'll show you. He used to sit and stare at them and cry to himself, like a man possessed. It was pathetic. She was half his age.
So you knew about it then?
He didn't care what I thought. He didn't care about anything but her, and she wanted nothing to do with him. She even telephoned me once, begging me to talk to him, to make him leave her alone. She said he was following her around, trying to find out who she was seeing, and she wasn't seeing anyone, but he wouldn't believe her.
Sir? Have a look at these.
Glass shards?
Either glass or a bad case of dandruff.
All right. Get in.
I didn't mean to do it. I was only going to warn him. He didn't care for her. Not like I did.
Just get in. Don't be a fool, man!
Peter!